What if I told you that in 2026, you can commit serious crimes on the internet, get fully exposed, and still come back more popular than before? What if the people protecting kids are getting harassed, the criminals are getting platform deals, and the communities built around your favorite games and shows are quietly rotting from the inside? This isn't a theory. This is the documented, time-stamped, receipts-on-the-table reality of where internet culture has landed. If you're new here, Fame Fail is the channel that documents the moments internet culture stops pretending everything is fine. If this sounds like your kind of channel, subscribe right now. The bell icon too, because we're not done documenting and you're going to want every update. Chapter 1. The deep state of Fortnite. Let's start with Fortnite, because Fortnite in 2026 is having an identity crisis so severe, it would need 3 therapists and a whiteboard to untangle. On one hand, the game is still pulling numbers. New skins, new collabs, Bugs Bunny doing cartoon emotes, Perry the Platypus arriving from Phineas and Ferb, and a Tung Sahur skin that somehow became real. The collaboration machine never stops, and there's a genuine argument that as a platform, as a metaverse-adjacent live service, Fortnite is still one of the biggest entertainment products on Earth. XP glitch maps. Creators building entire channels around farming levels through exploits that technically violate Epic's terms of service, but get tolerated because they drive engagement. Ali, one of the original Fortnite YouTube kings, got caught running a creative map that was pulled down for rule violations. His map was reportedly designed to farm engagement through paid incentives. The map got taken down. His channel? Still going, still monetized. Epic itself isn't innocent here. The company laid off over 1,000 people. Disney is reportedly in talks to acquire Epic Games and Fortnite outright, which would mean the metaverse future of gaming could literally be owned by the same company that owns Marvel, Star Wars, and everything else. Whether that's exciting or terrifying depends entirely on how much you trust Disney with things you love. And then there's the April Fool's update, which delivered actual chaos and somehow felt more authentic than the game's last 5 serious content drops. Make of that what you will. Fortnite is not dead, but it is confused, and confused games make desperate decisions. Chapter 2. Internet memes becoming movies, plus Nintendo's legal war. Here's something nobody predicted. The back rooms, the liminal space horror meme that lived entirely in grainy JPEG format and late-night Reddit threads, is getting an A24 movie. Steal a Brain Rot, the chaotic Roblox meme game, has a confirmed film adaptation in development. Creekcraft reacted to it on camera and looked genuinely confused about his own relevance to cinema history. Meanwhile, Paramount is absorbing Warner Brothers. The streaming wars have entered a consolidation phase that is going to reshape what content gets made and what gets quietly shelved forever. But the most legally interesting story of this chapter? Nintendo. The company that built its empire on protecting intellectual property so aggressively, it once sent a cease and desist to a children's hospital, lost a major patent battle in the Palworld lawsuit. A patent they'd been wielding like a weapon. Gone. And then, in what can only be described as a power move that defies conventional legal logic, Nintendo sued the United States government. The White House responded by posting Mario content on TikTok, which is either a diplomatic gesture or the most chaotic legal trolling in government history. There was also a clash between a film critic and a prominent Nintendo YouTuber over the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Critics largely dismissed it, while fans and user scores told a completely different story. The Metacritic user score versus critic score gap on that film is genuinely worth looking at because it illustrates something important. Institutional critics and the actual audiences who consume media have fundamentally diverged. Chapter 3. The lolicon wars in communities nobody talks about. Now we get into the part of the video that makes people uncomfortable. Gideon and Schlepp, two creators who have made it their mission to directly confront communities that sexualize animated minors, went head-to-head with the lolicon community this year. Meanwhile, Chibi Reviews, a prominent anime commentary channel, kept defending lolicon content. Schlepp's responses got brutal, and at a certain point the line between calling out bad behavior and getting personally vindictive got blurry on both sides. Here's the uncomfortable reality. There is an active, vocal community on platforms like X and YouTube that argues, with full sincerity, that sexualized drawings of children are acceptable because they're drawings. Platforms like X host these communities openly. The moderation response has been inadequate. Then there's the loud house situation. Chris Savino, the creator of the show, was removed after misconduct allegations. There are corners of deviant art and fan wikis producing content so disturbing it warrants its own documentary. The Gravity Falls community has documented cases of similar issues.
Predators who keep coming back. Let's talk about accountability, or more specifically, the total collapse of it. EDP 445. The cupcake incident is internet history at this point. He was exposed, banned, the video went viral globally, and for a moment it looked like that was it. Then he came back, on a side account, then another account, then another. He's now making videos again, including, I'm not making this up, parenting advice content. YouTube has failed to permanently remove him repeatedly. The accounts get flagged, taken down, and then new ones appear.
Then there's the German case, a YouTuber exposed for serious financial crimes and worse, who fled to Dubai to avoid arrest. He's been making a comeback on TikTok, Twitch and YouTube. Years of exposure, years of coverage, and he's rebuilding an audience like nothing happened. Because in the attention economy, all publicity, including criminal exposure, feeds the algorithm.
Retro versus now, and the music nobody stole credit for. Here's the palette cleanser, kind of. Old games were better. I'll say it plainly. Kokoto Kart Racer. Bugs Bunny Lost in Time on PS1. Looney Tunes back in action on GameCube. SpongeBob, Creature from the Krusty Krab. These games had identity. They had art direction, charm and creative risk built into every corner. They weren't chasing a live service model. The Lego World Cup 2026 ad, featuring Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappé and Vinicius Jr. together, went viral specifically because people couldn't believe it wasn't AI. And then there's Oliver Tree. The song Miss You, a remix originally created by Southstar, was essentially reconstructed note for note by Oliver Tree and Robin Schulz, who then released it as their own track and had significantly more success with it. Southstar's original sits at a fraction of the streams. No meaningful legal consequences. The copy outperformed the original and the industry moved on. Viva and MTV, the music video channels that defined visual music culture in Germany and Europe, are gone. The presenters are now in the news for harassment allegations. Dieter Bohlen is posting on TikTok, the era is genuinely over. And what replaced it is Billboard chart compilations on YouTube and Spotify algorithms deciding what you hear next. But here's the thing. You watching this? You being angry about it? That matters. That's not nothing. Communities change when enough people inside them decide the floor isn't acceptable. Drop a comment below which part of this hit hardest for you. And if you want to keep tracking this, subscribe to FameFail. We document the collapse so you don't have to feel like you're watching it alone. This is FameFail. See you when the next thing breaks.